Hi everybody and welcome to this week's yoga class. This is not so much a class as it is a teaching a transition that I really love to do and that I think you will love to do as well. In order to do this transition, you're going to need to be able to have a pretty solid tripod headstand and crow pose. If those aren't in your practice yet, I would say just watch this video, keep it in mind for when they are in your practice, and then come back and revisit this. If they are already in your practice, then awesome, let's get started. When you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position. And so what I'm going to do is come into tripod headstand, and then I'm going to bring my knees down onto my arms and shift my focus and my positioning so that I'm in crow pose. I'll just demonstrate it first, and then I will teach it, because I've tried to teach it while I do it, and I don't know, my brain doesn't work that way. Sometimes I can't talk and do it at the same time. So let's see how it goes. I'll just demo it first. So that's how I do it. I have found that the trick is to, one, not rush. There's no rush. There's nobody there with a timer telling you you need to get into that crow pose in this very exact second or else. Take your time. The beauty, in my opinion, is in the transition, not the final posture. So take your time in those transitions. There's no rush. The second thing I've noticed is that my eyes are the most powerful thing in this transition. Meaning that when I'm in my tripod headstand, my gaze is back behind me. And I have to, you'll notice when I teach crow pose, that I say the number one thing for crow pose is not so much the upper body strength or the core strength, but the gaze of the eyes. My eyes should always be out in front of me. So the transition, the power of the transition, in my opinion, is coming from the gaze. Transitioning the gaze back from back behind you all the way up so you're looking out in front of you for crow pose. So go very, very slow with your gaze. I found that when I rush it, I fall 100% of the time. So go slow. And let's see what else I can tell you as I go through it. So I'm going to try to teach it and do it at the same time. So we'll come into tripod headstand. Now in order to get into a good tripod headstand, I like to visualize a big triangle with the top of the triangle in between my hands but out in front. The biggest mistake I see people do for tripod headstand is they'll bring their head down here, and that's not a stable foundation. We need the head to be kind of far away. Dig in with the fingertips like you're a rock climber, lift the hips and come down. Lift the legs. Now keep your elbows drawn toward one another like they're magnetized, and pull your knees as far up the arm as you can. Now from here I have to start shifting my gaze, so I'm looking past my thumbs up toward my forehead, and I'm slowly going to shift the weight back and shift my gaze forward, slow, 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 and then use my core strength to lift my body up my arms. And release. So that's how you do it. I would suggest practice, practice, practice. And also if you're new to this and you don't want to exert so much strength and so much energy as you're practicing, you can also just start with a tripod, a little pod here, like this, and then play around with coming up. So if you're not quite stable in your tripod headstand, you don't want to bring the legs all the way up, it's still a headstand if your legs are down. So just keep that in mind. Practice, practice, practice. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below or on our forum at forum.yogabycandace.com. You can also tweet me at YogaByCandace or on Instagram at YogaByCandace as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time.